Hello everyone and welcome back to the Poke ETF channel where we combine Pokemon and data analytics together to keep track of our precious collection. And in today's video we will be going through the rise of illustration rares of the Scarlet and Violet era. And if you did not know, illustration rare is so hot right now, but I don't think this is a secret. If you've been following the Pokemon TCG and prices, you should know that illustration rare, especially whether it's a Raichu or the Magikarp or the Eevee, are rising in value. But I don't think a lot of people out there are really doing a deep dive analysis of why of what it is. And so before we begin, I always want to give a big thank you for all the supporters of the channel. This channel is small but it's growing well because of you guys liking the video, commenting. I read every comment. I don't take it for granted. I love to comment each of you and help out as much as I can, and subscribing to the channel so that you're always up to date on the newest video, because I don't post every day. And so when a video comes out, you want to have your notifications turned on, and of course especially those who are part of the channel membership. And so without further ado, let's begin. And so again, we're talking about the top 10 illustration rare, the rise of illustration rare. I always like to go through overall market price value. You can see from January to July 2024, illustration rare been climbing up. It used to be $800 at the beginning of this year, 2024, January 2024, and it is now around $1,300. So it pretty much rise around 50-ish percent. And so just looking at the price difference of July 2024 among illustration rare, you can see everything is red. Look at that, everything is red. I mean, other than the rare category, that's a little interesting, but everything is rare. Everything is decreasing. Common is decreasing, uncommon is decreasing, shiny rare is decreasing, double rare dropped 15-16%, ace spec rare dropped 18%, ultra rare dropped 11, 12, 13%, shiny ultra rare dropped around 3%, just a 3%. And look at that, illustration rare, it would cost you around $1,200 the beginning of June 2024. There are 168 illustration rare. It rose around $79 to around $1,300, 6.5% increase. Again, even though it's not a double-digit percent increase, but especially among Scarlet and Violet era, especially in the modern era where everything is mass printed, it's very impressive to see illustration rare rise, because even special illustration rare, there's 82 of them. It would cost around $2,450. Again, this is really most of the chase card, but even most of the chase card, you can see overall it went down $12. Yeah, it's pretty flat. It went down around 0.5%. But again, illustration rare is going against the tide. It went up 7% in July 2024. So I want to do a deep dive. Again, no one really does what I do. Again, I love data. This is why it really helps a collector, investor like me, and I hope to share the knowledge to you guys. And so looking at the top 20 illustration rares, you can see the most expensive card illustration rare is a Magikarp at $127. But again, when I mean people don't really do a deep dive, this is what I mean. Boom, look at that. I did it by set. Again, what I'm doing here is not magical, is not complex, is not complicated. But the reason why, when you look at other people videos or other PokeTubers or posts, people don't really do this simple analysis, because it does take work if you're doing it manually. But because I'm doing it automatically, it's just really pivoting, dragging things over, coloring tiles. Again, it's really a very simple click of a button to see something so insightful. And what I mean by this is I'm doing it by set, illustration rare, and you can see that there are 3 oranges. That is from the Paldea Evolve set. Most of the top illustration rare are yellow. You can see there are 8 yellows, which is your Scarlet and Violet 151 special set. And you can see Eevee, the pink, the top 2 pink is Twilight Masquerade. Purple, number 3 Groudon is from the Paradox Rift. Again, what I can see here is it's mostly predominantly from the 151, but you can see that the Pokemon company knows what they're doing. They're sprinkling these only 1 or 2 illustration rare in each set, like the Eevee from the Twilight Masquerade, the purple, the Groudon from Paradox Rift. Again, the Pokemon company know what they're doing. And again, simple click. Boom, I did it by generation. Again, I love analysis like this, because it just tells you that the top illustration rares comes from generation 1. Again, whether you like it or not, nostalgia is a really strong demand impact on prices. A lot of people are saying, why not Gen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or even 9? Again, Pokemon company probably does what I do. They probably have millions of data, and they know that Gen 1 sells a lot. There's a reason why people are still buying Scarlet and Violet 151 set, because Gen 1 is a very good generation. Even though it's so old school, people always criticize, oh, it's always Gen 1, but money talks, right? In this world, money talks, and people are willing to buy Gen 1 products, especially the Scarlet and Violet 151 special set. And you can see this is a clear example of using data to your advantage, to your investing, collecting advantage. If a set is coming out and I see a Gen 1 illustration rare, maybe it's not a bad idea to spec on it because most likely it's going to go up. Look at this. Like all of the top illustration rares are Gen 1. And you can see, again, I love data. You can see there are Gen 1 illustration rares. There are Gen 2 orange illustration rare. Orange is the Tyranitar number 5. And then there's red, Gen 3, which is the Groudon. But again, this tells me that there's no Gen 4 illustration rare. There's no Gen 5 illustration rare. There's no Gen 7, 8. Again, very simple, very insightful, but no one does this. Boom, simple click. Doing it by percent. Again, mostly all green. But do you notice that all the greens are also Gen 1? Again, Groudon is red. Tyranitar is red. Steelix is red. Most of the green are Gen 1. Again, data. Use it to your advantage. If I see a Gen 1 Pokemon illustration rare, it's most likely going to go up. And so let's just go by top 10 most expensive illustration rare. There are 10 of them. It will cost you around $400. Went up around $24, around 6%. Our top number 10 expensive illustration rare is a Charmeleon number 169 from the Scarlet and Violet 151. $21 went up to $3, representing a 12.3% increase. Looking at the graph again, not much to see. It's really just going back between $19 and $24. Really cool Pokemon, but again, really holding strong. Then top 9 expensive illustration rare is a Ghastly again from the Gen 1 generation. From the Temporal Forces number 177, Ghastly number 177, again around $20, went up $3-4, representing a 16.8% increase. Looking at the graph, a lot of people were speculating on this. You can see around early March or late March, people bought it up to around $34, but then went back down to $15. Then it went back up to $35 again in late June, but then slowly going down again. This is why I still think it's too early to buy into these. They're still so mass printed. This is Temporal Forces. This is less than a year. Then number 8 expensive IR is a Bulbasaur number 166 from Scarlet and Violet 151, again Gen 1. Again, around $21, went up $3-4, representing a 17.6% increase. Again, I'm not a fan of this art. There's much better art than this, but again, Gen 1 demand is strong. Looking at the graph, again, it's not much to see. It's just hovering between $19, $26, $25. Again, still too early, but because it's a Gen 1 Pokemon, the demand is holding strong against the large supply. Then number 7, expensive illustration rare is your Squirtle number 170, again Gen 1, again from the special, or not from the Scarlet and Violet 151 special set. $24, went up $2.50, representing a 10.2% increase. This is one of my favorite illustration rare. I mean, I love the ocean. I love the Squirtle playing on the ocean, on the beach. Beautiful card. Looking at the graph, of all of these, I would definitely buy a lot of copies of it. I think it will definitely bode well for this, especially a top 3 starter, one of the common starter of the Gen 1. But again, I still think it's still mass printed. I still think it might be even cheaper, so we will see. Then top 6 expensive illustration rare, again Charmander number 168 from the Scarlet and Violet 151. $27, went up around $2-ish, representing a 6.6% increase. Looking at the graph again, very similar, not much to say. Again, if you love the card, buy it, but to spec on it, to invest on it, I will hold your horses, because I mean, have you seen the Costco in Sam's Club? I know if you've been following Pokemon, you know Sam's Club and Costco have so many products of Scarlet and Violet 151. I guarantee you, there's so many supplies out there. Then top number 5 expensive illustration rare is your Tyranitar number 222 from the Paldea Evolve. $44, went down $11, representing a 25.8% decrease. Looking at the graph, it used to be a $20 card, and people were specking on it all the way up to around $46, $45, but then slowly going down. Again, this is what I mean. Again, don't FOMO, just wait. There may be a chance that this card might go down to $20-ish, $25 again. Then top 4 expensive illustration rare is your Raichu number 211 from the Paldea Evolve. Again, this is why a lot of people like the Paldea Evolve set. A lot of people are specking on it. I mean, look at it. The Scarlet and Violet 151 and Paldea Evolve are dominating the top 10 expensive IRs. That's why a lot of people are specking on these sets. And so Raichu, $43, went down around $3, representing an 8% decrease. Looking at the graph, yeah, it used to be a $15 card, but then very similar to the Tyranitar, went up to around $40, $44. But then we will see whether it will hold strong. Then the top 3 expensive illustration rare is your Groudon number 199 from the Paradox Rift. Used to be a $59 card, went down around $7, representing an 11.5% decrease. Looking at the graph, very similar to the Tyranitar, literally exactly similar to the Tyranitar. So we will see whether it will hold strong around this level. Then top 2 expensive illustration rare should not be a surprise. The Eevee number 188 from the Twilight Masquerade. Again, Twilight Masquerade is going through a lot of good price changes. A lot of people are specking on it, especially those chase cards, the Carmine, the Greninja. This card used to be a $44 card, went up $13, $14 to around 31% increase. Looking at the graph, yeah, it used to be a $34 card, used to be a $71 card, but went down around $58. And so again, this is what I mean. Twilight Masquerade just came out, and this is an illustration rare, not a special illustration rare. This is an illustration rare. So again, I will hold your horses. Don't spend your money, especially $50, $40 on an illustration rare. Even though I know Eevee is such a popular Pokemon, but again, I don't like to spend this much money on something that's very mass printed. Then top one expensive IR, the chase card among the illustration rare is a Magikarp number 203 from the Paldea Evolve. This is what I mean. A lot of people are specking on the Paldea Evolve. There are 3 of them. Top 10 of the IR. This used to be a $109 card, went up $18 to around 16.7% increase. Again, looking at the graph, used to be a $61 card. Again, yeah, I probably missed the boat on this, but still, $149 for this card. Again, yeah, it's so popular. Yeah, the art is cool, very beautiful. And yeah, maybe Paldea Evolve is like slowly, being faded out, or, so we will see whether this card will hold. But again, looking at the top 20 illustration rares, what I want to have you guys get from this is Gen 1, man. Gen 1. Just Gen 1. I mean, this is why I love doing data and taking my own data. I see a lot of things every day, a lot of different insight. That's why it helps me collect, invest. It really saves money. But I don't see a lot of people do this because it does take time to set up. But once you set it up, dude, there's so much wealth of knowledge. Like, boom, by set. Mostly Scarlet and Violet 151 and Paldea Evolve. Boom, look at that. Mostly Gen 1. Again, no one does this. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing, and if you do enjoy what I'm doing, please hit that like button because it goes a long way in helping the algorithm, and it does make me feel like there's value so I can do more. And subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date on newest video, because I don't really release that many videos every week. But if I see a lot of strong growth, maybe I'll do 2 videos a week. And comment below on what you think. I love your comments. I always respond to it, and I know a lot of you always ask for help, and so I always try to be very helpful. So again, I appreciate you all, and you know who you are. And so with that, go forth and collect them all.